Hi everyone and welcome to my day. Now, a few days back, in a tweet definitely, and possibly in a video as well, I did mention to you that I would be talking about Big Brother, the reality TV series, which has just started again just a couple of days back with a 2-day launch, which was very different. And this time around on UK television, they've sort of rebranded it a little bit and they're calling it Big Brother Power Trip. So they're awarding certain participants power to affect all of the other housemates, which has been really good so far. Now, I know a lot of you don't like it, but you're going to have to bear with me on this one. I do like the programme, so I'm going to talk about it. And I just want to add in that I don't watch every single programme, so I do miss it on occasion. And there are some of the series I didn't particularly like. In fact, I think the first one that I really didn't like was when Channel 5 took over. So it used to be on Channel 4 in the UK, for those of you who don't follow it. And then Channel 5 took over, and I think the first one they ever aired on television wasn't that great. And I think it was just because it was changed, you know, and you get used to a certain format, and if people change it, much like when sometimes I change my content, it takes a little while for people to get used to the new style. But anyway, I digress. So my sort of ethos, or is ethos the right word? The way I've been brought up is that if you haven't got something nice to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. So rather than me go on and on about the things that have really sort of got on my nerves with the programme so far, and there has been a lot with certain people behaving in certain ways that I just think isn't very nice. I think it's like, ugh, you know, rather than do that, I'm not going to name any names or say anything horrible about people. I'm just going to go through the list of housemates that I've got on the screen in front of me here, and just let you know my opinion on how I think they've been so far, if I've got any opinion on them at all, that is. And hopefully you'll find it interesting. And at the end of this video, it would be really great if you could also leave a comment and let me know what you think about Big Brother and what you think about the housemates that I've talked about as well. So leave a comment when you've watched through and heard what I've got to say. So let's get on with talking about these housemates. So we've got Ash, who is aged 26. Now, he was one of the contestants that came in on the second of the launch days. And he's a model, I think. And he seems all right. He seems quite a genuine sort of guy. He didn't sort of make any sort of really bold claims. And he finds life comes easy to him. I think he's quite a nice character. So I'd be really interested to see how things progress with Ash and sort of how he sort of comes out of his shell and really develops as a personality within the house. Then we move on to Ashley. Now, this really surprised me, but Ashley is just 18 and she seems very, very innocent and very quiet. I think she's finding it quite sort of overbearing, the fact that so many of the housemates, well, in fact all of the other housemates, are older than her and are maybe not including her in so many conversations. But again, she seems very intelligent, very beautiful as well, and hopefully she will sort of, again, like Ash, come out of her shell and start interacting more, and we'll really get to know her. So it's really good that they put somebody very, very young in there. So that'd be really very interesting to see how that pans out. Now, the next person on the list is Chris, aged 33. When he came in, you could see straight away that he was going to be some sort of troublemaker within the house. Not possibly intentionally, but just because of his sense of humour. And I think that he will be there for a long time, because I think he'll wind a lot of people up. I think he'll get put up for nomination a lot, but I do think the general public will probably vote to keep him in, purely because of the entertainment factor. Well, that's how I see it. I hope it does work out like that, because he looks like a very funny chap. So anyway, Christopher, aged 23, I think they said he was some sort of reporter. Now, he doesn't strike me as that sort of person. I don't know, it's just the way he holds himself and the way he talks. But it is early days and I haven't really seen a lot of him yet to really have a really strong opinion about him. So, but he seems, much like Ash, a very nice, genuine, sort of down-to-earth guy. So I'm really interested to see how things go with Christopher as well. On to a foursome of ladies. So we've got 4 ladies on my screen at the moment. The first one is Danielle, aged 25. Now Danielle is the housemate that when she did her sort of interview video, she said that she doesn't believe in sex before marriage, I think she said. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure if that's entirely right, but she had very strong opinions on marriage, sex and things like that, yet she is a lingerie model. So it sort of straight away got me thinking, well, that's very conflicting in sort of interest. She also was having a conversation with somebody in the house where she said that she's starting her own lingerie range, which is quite a provoking sort of item of clothing to then be saying she doesn't believe in sort of sex before marriage and things like this. So she's got two very sort of strong opposing opinions. But she seems okay. She seems perfectly fine. And then we've got Helen, aged 27. Helen, not really my cup of tea. Nice to look at, I suppose. But I don't know. Just not my cup of tea when it comes to the way she speaks and acts. But again, she seems quite a genuine person. So that's a good thing. Moving on, we've got Jarley, aged 33. Now, Jarley comes across as being very sort of fun, but straight to the point, as though she's going to really tell you what she thinks all the time. And I think she mentioned this has got her in trouble quite a few times in her personal life, and she keeps getting kicked out of her houses that she either rents, or I don't know what her situation is, but she says she keeps on having to move houses. So it'll be interesting to see how she tackles the other housemates, and if she is really upfront with them, and that could really cause some conflict in the house. Then we got Kimberly, aged 23. Now she's actually one of my favourite females in the house. She is from America. She does modelling and business, I think she said. And she just seems very, very honest. These are just early opinions, of course, because they've only been on television 2 or 3 days. And I haven't actually met them in person, so I'm just basing this on watching the TV programme, which is weird. It shows the chemistry and how Big Brother get people hooked on watching the programme, which is really good. But anyway, back to Kimberly. I just hope that people don't take advantage of her and hurt her sort of emotionally while she's in the house, because I think she can take a lot of things to heart, and I don't want to see her getting upset. I think she's perhaps quite sort of fragile and sensitive person deep down, and she puts this front on. But lovely person, so far so good for Kimberly. And then we've got a row of guys on the website here. Mark. Now, Mark is so funny. He's from Liverpool, and he just cracks me up. Very, very entertaining, very uplifting spirit. Just a great, great housemate. So Mark is one to watch. I think he'll be there all the way through to the final. I really do. And then we've got Marlon, a real dude actually. He's got some real style and a lot to say, I think. I think he's been very quiet at the moment, and he feels as though, because he was one of the second lot of housemates to come in, he probably feels a little bit outside of the rest of the group. But he is really going to be entertaining, and I hope he stays in for a long, long time too. And then we've got Matthew. He was very opinionated at the start. In his interview video, he said about not having time for people who haven't got much intelligence. That got on Pauline, who's on the power trip at the moment, that got on her nerves, and she didn't really like that, which is why when she had to punish somebody, he was sort of excluded from the group and put in this box sort of above the garden. I'm not sure how long he will last. I don't think he's going to be a very popular housemate, but he seems okay. You know, I think he's got a lot to say as well, and he's obviously very, very well educated. And then we've got Pauline, who is on the power trip at the moment. She's the power trip housemate, and she's so cool. I really do like her. I think she's funny. I think she's very fair. I don't think the power has gone to her head. I think she's just playing the game at the moment. So again, another great housemate. I really do like Pauline. And then we have got the last four. We've got Stephen, who is a businessman, and he seems to have done a heck of a lot, you know, travelled to so many countries. But I think that sort of experience and the fact that he's done so much certainly makes it very difficult for him to integrate with the rest of the housemates, which obviously haven't had as much experience with the outside world with regards to travel and business. And what am I trying to say here? See, I don't want to say anything. I don't believe, like I said at the beginning of this video, I don't believe in saying anything nasty. I just think he's going to have to really open up and connect with the other housemates to be accepted properly. He seems to be fitting in okay, But is it a front that he's putting on at the moment? Is he just pretending so that he fits in? I think he might be. But again, seems really nice, handsome looking chap as well. And I wish him every luck. I'm not sure how long he's staying. I don't think he'll be here all the way through to the final, but we will see. And then we've got Tamara, age 24. I stopped saying the ages for some reason earlier, but Tamara, blonde lady, very nice on the eye. Is she going to last the length of the programme? I don't think so. I think she'll probably get on a lot of people's nerves because she's very sort of out there and just sort of going for it at the moment. Maybe that is because, what was the other lady's name? Maybe that's because Helen, who I mentioned earlier, she's the housemate who's been given the passport to the final. So she's in the final already, and she's very similar to Tamara. And maybe Tamara's feeling sort of threatened by the fact that she's all the way through to the final and Tamara's not. So maybe she's just thinking, right, I'm going to go for it. Good luck to her, but there you go. And then we've got Toya, age 29. Love Toya. She's going to be a really great housemate. I think that they said that she was on YouTube before as well. So well worth checking out if you can find some of her videos. But again, I just think she's going to be so entertaining all the way through the series. And as long as she doesn't get on too many people's nerves or hurt anyone's feelings, I think she'll be there all the way through to the final as well. And then last but not least, we've got Winston, age 27. He seems a nice bloke. Seems to be a bit sort of outlandish in some of the things he's doing. But again, he'll be very entertaining. But I don't think he's going to be one that lasts through to the final. Purely because I think that the members of the public, when it comes to actually voting people off, I don't think he will get too many votes. Unless he starts to warm to people. You know, it might be that his sort of boyish sort of looks and boyish attitude throughout the series actually wins him votes. Only time will tell. But so far, I think that Big Brother Power Trip, as they're calling it, looks really good because they've changed up the format and given one housemate power. Now, I'm not sure if Pauline's going to have power all the way through. I think they're going to swap things up and give somebody else power in the next couple of days. But it's certainly a nice, refreshing change. It's a nice way to do the programme. And what was becoming quite stale because it seemed to be the same sort of tasks every single series has been given a sort of fresh reboot. So well done to Channel 5 and the production team. It's going to be an entertaining Big Brother this time, so I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of it. As I said before, please do let me know what you think of Big Brother and which housemates you think are going to get through to the final, or which ones you like or dislike. And just give me some feedback on this video as well. I really would appreciate it. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, of course, and drop me a comment to let me know why you're liking the video. And if you want to give it a dislike, then let me know why you're disliking the video too. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you'd like to watch another amazing video from me, please do click that top box. And if you want to subscribe to my geeky channel, click the red box on the bottom of your screen now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.